Ciao Rastafari, this is your daughter Marilana, Ross Dumpling, singing it out for the youth, singing it out for all humanity. One heart, one soul, one destiny. Roots and culture, roots and culture, roots and culture. Teach the children roots and culture. Guy Ferrara to his local parks to talk a little bit more about his book Dancing My Way Through Life. So Guy, they had your book in the Valley Stream Pagan Fletcher Museum, and they say you're a historian. So I heard that you have a lot of what we like to call famous or historical people in this book that you've met, in person. And so I'd like to ask you about some of those meetings. So let's start with the first one. Who would you say is the most famous person that you knew well? Not just somebody you met, but somebody really was, who was your best friend that was somebody big or somebody famous?
That would have to be Jackie Robinson in 1947 through 56.
Jackie Robinson was your friend. You're a good friend. You could call him.
I followed him for 10 years, took pictures of him, walked him to his car, walked him to his taxi, cleaned his windshield on his car so he could see. He signed his autograph for me so many times. And then 7 years later, I take him to my school to talk to my students at my school, and he was wonderful. High-pitched voice, excellent diction, he spoke so well. His hair was starting to turn white, and he just told the kids, you got to stay in school and you got to do well, you got to work hard, even though you may find it difficult. You must stay in school and get a good education. And then my principal said, go, take the day off and drive Jackie to his next school. And I was too nervous to ask him if he remembered me from the ballpark. And so I never asked him that. And he never spoke to me in the car. When I let him off, he gave me a wave, a very simple wave. That's it. Never said two words to me because he was so disciplined. He never spoke to any of his fans, never said anything, never yelled at them. Even when they jumped on his car and they handed him toilet paper to sign his autograph, he wouldn't sign. You had to give him a book or a scorecard autograph. He was very careful about that.
So Guy, if you could have, and you say that Jackie Robinson, I guess, was the most famous person. You followed him for a while, so you felt a close kinship, and you were behind the scenes with him in some pretty cool activities. That's awesome. So if you could ask him something right now, and you had the chance, and he was sitting, right on the bench next to you today, and you could ask him something about the time or the history or your friendship with the famous ball player Jackie Robinson. Was it number 56? What was his number?
Number 42.
Number 42,
Second baseman, great second baseman. He batted .313 batting average for 10 years.
So what would you ask him, Guy? Yeah.
I would have asked him that he was into civil rights. He gave so much free time. He got this beautiful house with Rachel in Stamford, Connecticut. He never enjoyed it because he always did the walk on Washington, the walk on the South, instead of enjoying his beautiful house. So I would have prayed for him more, and I would have said, Jackie, why don't you enjoy your house in the last few years? You only live to be 53, 52, 53 years old. What a shame that you had such a short life, because you gave so much of yourself.
Awesome. Very heartfelt. Yeah, Guy Ferrara. So get the book, Dancing My Way Through Life, and hear some emotional stories. Guy has some really interesting stories of people he met. And I know there's a bunch of stories They're not even in the book, so let's see if I can ask him about one of those. So Guy, yeah, dancing my way through life. So I know you chose, maybe there was some interesting stories, maybe some stories that wouldn't be considered the most positive, or maybe some that people would think was unbelievable. I'd like to share one, if you can. This is a quick little one, but can you tell us how Mozambique Mambo, we have here, you have a song out there, you have a rhythm out there, you produce your own rhythm, Gaetano on the drum, called Mozambique Mambo. Can you tell us a little bit about that project? And I know it was too much to even put in the book.
Two daughters were good dancers. They loved music. Marianne seemed to like the mambo, because she remembers me playing in a band and playing instruments. And she gave me the incentive, and she played some music for me. And I said, you know what, let me get my bongos. And I started playing some beats. And I came up with this outstanding beat. And Marianne said, I got people that would love that beat on their record. And she got me to play in the studio put it on the record, and all of a sudden Mozambique Mambo with Gaetano on bongos was born. And I'm very excited about that. I didn't put it in the book because, believe it or not, I said, this guy does so much, they can't believe I did that too, made a record.
Yeah, so they would not believe Mozambique Mambo. Sorry for the sneeze and the misguided phone just a moment ago.
Roots and culture. Roots and culture. Culture, culture.